So hey guys, I decided that I'd do something a little bit different on this channel for once, because all I seem to have so far are 2 vlogs, and as you can see by my description, I say that I'm gonna try and do videos other than vlogs, like some of the random videos. So I thought a good way to get to know me is not just like a boring facts about me video, but I thought more so one of my biggest interests, which is music. I thought I'd tell you a bit about that. So I've got together a list of I think 20 questions, and I'm just going to go ahead and answer them, so I hope you like it. The first question I thought of was what my favourite genre of music is, and I'd say I don't really have one. I'd say I like all sorts, whether it be pop, obviously. I'm kind of into grime, which I was quite surprised about. Maybe a bit of like pop punk, whatever you call it. I wouldn't be into hardcore rock or stuff. But I'd say I'm pretty much into everything except for maybe really hardcore rock, maybe. I'm willing to try any kind of music. I've got a question about the last album I bought, and there was actually 2 I ordered at the same time, which was Gang Signs and Prayer, which is Stormzy's new album, and Divide, which is Ed Sheeran's new album. But I've also pre-ordered Sarah Close's EP. Woo! So I'm quite excited about that. And that comes out on the 14th of April, so go and pre-order it if you haven't. And the next question I've got is, do I play any instruments? And the one instrument I properly play, I've been playing since the age of 8, is the saxophone, and I have lessons in that. But I've also kind of taught myself to play the piano, like not really well, but to a good enough extent to the point where I can like play songs for me to sing to. So hopefully if I buy a keyboard eventually I can do that for covers on my main channel. And then I'm also trying to teach myself guitar, but it's not very successful at the moment, so we'll see how that goes afterwards. Also got a question about who the first artist I liked was, and that was actually Bruno Mars, and I've liked him since I was like 10, so that's about 7 years ago. And yeah, I was a huge fan, still am, but unfortunately I can't go to his new tour. Favourite bands. I have 3 main favourite bands, quite different. When I say quite different, very different. So I've got Bastille, all-time favourite band. I mean, look, shout out Layla for the merch. And then Fifth Harmony, saw them before, they're amazing live. And Years and Years, big fan of them as well, seen them live. Favourite solo artists. A huge list. Okay, most artists that I listen to are my favourite artists. So we've got Shawn Mendes, obviously, seen him too many times to not have him as my favourite artist. Bruno Mars, already said, favourite artist as well. Jess Glynn, amazing vocals live. Emily Sandé, yeah. Nina Nesbitt, I don't know whether you've heard of her. She isn't that big, but she's amazing. Honestly, if you ever get the chance to listen to her music or see her live, I highly recommend it. Got Alessia Cara, amazing vocals. Sabrina Carpenter, another one that you might not have heard of as much. Bea Miller, Troye Sivan, Stormzy, and I'm so glad I can say that she's a music artist now, Sarah Close. I'm so happy. If you haven't listened to Call Me Out yet, I highly recommend you listen to it. Favourite album. I seem to have 3 current favourite albums. So we've got pretty much both the Bastille's albums. So All This Bad Blood, which is the extension from their first album of Bad Blood, and then I also really like Wild World, so if you get the chance to listen to them, do. And then my favourite album by Bruno Mars is Unorthodox Jukebox, which is the second of his 3 albums, really good as well, and Illuminate, which is Shawn Mendes' most recent album, came out like September, so yeah, they're really good. Now I've got a question asking who an artist that I haven't seen before but I would like to, and that is for sure Alessia Cara. I mean, I've seen pretty much all the artists I want to. I've got a few left to see, but Alessia Cara is one that I really regret not seeing last year, so please tour again soon, please. Favourite Disney song. Please agree with me on this one. If any of you have watched Tangled, I watch it like every day pretty much, then you'll know the song I See the Light, you know, when they're in the boat and there's Flynn and Rapunzel and they're setting off the lanterns. I love it too much. Favourite song from a musical. Defying Gravity. If any of you that know me know I love Wicked so much, and yeah. I really, really, really love that song, and I love I need to see the musical again. It's touring next year. Favourite song from growing up? Okay, I'd say probably my favourite song is Kingston Town by UB40. Still love their music, although they've split up and both halves are going on to do separate things. But all their old music is amazing. First album I bought, well, I mentioned that Bruno Mars was the first artist I ever listened to, so obviously my first album I bought was Doo Wops and Hooligans. Still love this album 7 years later. So now I've got a question asking how many concerts I've been to, and ooh, it's quite hard to count. I tried counting it earlier so that I wouldn't be sat here for like 10 minutes counting. I'd say at least 14 so far in the past few years. Bearing in mind I didn't start going to concerts until a few years ago. But I've got like a hell of a lot of concerts planned for the whole of this year, so that list is bound to go up to at least 20. Favourite piece of merch? I don't know where it is, but this isn't the only piece of Bastille merch I've got. You've probably seen in some of my videos on my main channel, plug again, yeah, that I bought Bastille sweatshirt a while back. Favourite piece of merch to this day, so comfortable. Highly recommend. Why do I keep saying highly recommend? Oh my god. Sorry. Have I met any singers? I've met quite a few actually. I've met, I don't know whether you know who Dodie Clark is, also known as Doddle Oddle here on YouTube, and I've met Bri Bri. I've met Jacob Whitesides. I kind of met Jack Johnson, like he put me in his Snapchat, so that was cool. Shawn Mendes, Ed Sheeran. And I met Sarah, obviously hadn't seen her before a show, but I'm going to see her in the first ever show, so I'm really happy. And didn't know whether I could include him, but I've technically met KSI because of the book tour. Obviously it wasn't anything to do with his music, but I still met him. Now I've thought of a question of who my favourite support acts were when I've been to concerts, and I'd say I've got 3. I've either got James TW, who supported Shawn on his first tour and is supporting him on his tour that's happening soon. Ray, who supported Jess Glynn, and then Rationale, who supported Bastille. Current favourite songs are either Don't Cry For Me by Stormzy, Call Me Out by Sarah Close, or Babe by Emily Sandé. All 3 such different but so amazing songs. Such amazing. I don't even know. I didn't English that, I apologise. Okay, best concert that I've ever been to is by far Bastille's concert on the World Tour. That is such a mouthful to say. But yeah, the stage presence they had was amazing. They got everyone up and moving. Nobody was stood still at that concert. And it was constant rush of Dan running backwards and forwards the whole time. It was amazing. Plus the music is so good. And now I've got one more question, and it's quite a weird one to end on, but it's basically, do I prefer small concerts or large concerts? And I'd say I kind of prefer both. I feel like small concerts obviously get a more intimate performance. It's a lot more personal, which I very much enjoy. But then I love the atmosphere of large concerts. You can hear all the fans singing, all echoing around the room, and everyone's up and dancing. It's so loud, and in a way that is such an amazing experience. So I'd say, to be honest, if you've never been to a concert, a small one's a good one to start at, big one's a bit full on. But I'd say if you're a concert goer, definitely large concerts. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit different to what I usually do on here because I tend to just vlog. Thought I'd post something a bit different so you guys can get to know one of my main interests. If you like this, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because I think I'm on like 30 subscribers, which doesn't seem like much, but this is my second channel and I don't post much on here, so I'm quite happy with that. And subscribe to my main channel if you haven't already. I post covers over there every single Friday at 7 PM, and I'm getting quite close to 1k subscribers, which is so amazing, so I can't thank you guys enough for that. And what else do I have to say? Well, I'll probably post a vlog because I'm going to All Time Low on Thursday, so hopefully you'll see that soon. That's if I decide to vlog. I don't know for sure yet. But yeah, if that's the case, then I will see you then with another video. But until then, bye!